Okay, welcome everybody to the What's Your Problem podcast, a podcast where we speak about everything and anything really. Today I've got someone very special. Doesn't matter how many follows you got, don't matter how many streams you got, but this one, it's just my mate. And I'd say probably the first official podcast that we're doing. So I hope you all enjoy it. And I'm going to introduce my guest now. Welcome, Anthony Joshua.
Oh my god, man, no. Is that a joke?
Yeah. Put the mic closer to you.
Okay, man, how are we doing?
All good. Sorry, man. Sorry for all the listeners, the viewers. This is my friend Naz. Naz runs a YouTube channel. Also a long-term friend, brother, and school friend.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening, Naz? Anyway, what are you saying?
Nothing much,
I've
man.
not seen you in time. I think the last time I saw you was first lockdown, innit?
First lockdown.
No, I saw you a bit after that, actually. I think it's been about 8 months.
No, I remember. Yeah. I remember what happened. I was going to Screwfix or Tool Station, whatever, and I happened to come past your house while I was waiting. And I just called you, and then you came out.
Yeah. Actually, that was the last time I saw you. So, but it never. We've always had these gaps where we don't see each other, but it's never like.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's. I've never seen you because we're always in contact, and always obviously we see each other online, and you're probably one of my oldest friends. I'd probably say, like schools wise. It's like it's
man.
been time, bro. Like, I remember when I first met you in school. It was in history.
Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day.
It's because our names are A and A, and surnames are A and A, so they to each other.
They split us up.
Did they?
Yeah.
When did they split us up?
Well, we used to sit near the window.
Yeah, I remember. Right.
And then I remember I ended up in the middle rows.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and I think you got left by yourself.
Why?
Talking.
Oh, me and you talking?
Yeah.
Too much? Really?
Yeah.
I thought we were the good boys and got away with everything.
No, we weren't badly behaved, but I think we used to talk a bit too much. I think.
Yeah,
so.
there was a few.
Because our tables were right near the teacher's desk. Remember?
Yeah.
She used to sit there, and we were like 1 or 2 rows.
Yeah.
Behind her, so in her right ear, she could just hear us. Yeah.
Because you used to look out the window and that.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, find about madness that'd be happening.
Probably roast people in the class as well.
Yeah, definitely. Because there was a few characters in our history class.
Yeah,
and we was like, I feel like that history class, we was all mates as well, weren't we? Like, we never really knew. Well, you knew a couple of the boys before, but I was on the other side, weren't I?
Yeah.
So that's when I kind of got to know all of you lot, and then I became more friends with you lot than the other side. And I still think most of those friendships, they're still about. All of them are still about.
The funny thing about that class is that there were loads of us in it, but it was so chilled. It was the most chilled GCSE.
Yeah.
It was so chilled, man.
It got a bit tough towards the end.
Yeah.
But before that, it was...
Probably because we were chilling.
Probably was, but it was... school times was a funny time for us, I'd say, in general. You was the guy that used to get all the... I always say this as well. Get all the achievements and stuff like that. I remember being in assembly and just hearing Naz. I'm like, bro, this guy gets everything.
No, they used to do... in year 7, they used to give you those certificates.
Yeah.
Like, I can't remember, there might have been like a yellow one and all these different colour certificates. I can't remember what it was for. At all. But, and then I remember they did like, if you achieved your prediction GCSE grades, they gave you a gold tie.
Yeah. Did you get the gold tie too? I never got that.
Yeah. I was surprised I got it, to be honest with you.
When I was predicted my GCSEs, they said I would get like under 5.
Oh, really?
Pagans, bro. I swear down, they thought I was a dumbass, yeah? They were like, you're going to get under 5 GCSEs, but they don't know if you're going to like pass your GCSEs. I remember my parents switching them, obviously, being brown household. They were like, how can you not get 5 GCSEs? And like,
man.
I think you wasn't in the same technology class as me, but I remember you always used to be right across.
Were you woodwork or resmat?
Yeah.
Resistant materials?
I think it was resmat.
And that was engineering over there,
Because Jamal used to be in your thing, but... that's why we always used to see each other like was basically in the same class. Because that was basically, you wouldn't really draw or write. You'd be up doing things. The doors were always open.
I think those technology lessons were the best, man.
Yeah, they were.
That's why I think I enjoyed engineering so much. I don't know why I didn't just try and follow that from the get-go,
Yeah.
rather than going and doing A-levels and then discovering that I wasn't really comfortable there.
Did you do A-levels?
I started.
So was you in year 12 then?
Yeah, for
I don't
about 2
remember
months.
that. Or was it? Is that why I didn't really touch it?
Yeah, because over the summer, when they were giving us, because I took maths as an A-level, when they gave us homework to do to keep our minds refreshed for a couple of subjects, maths, physics, I think I took chemistry and history or something. So no, it wasn't physics and chemistry, but I took a whole load of difficult subjects, came back to maths, struggled so hard because I'd done nothing in that summer gap, and then just started dropping subjects, and that was the start of it. And then when it got down low, I was just like, you know, I can't do this anymore.
I wish I did that though. I wish I just dropped out, because I found A-levels bare hard. Like, it was proper hard for me.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was because of how smart I was. I think it was just, firstly, I didn't know how to revise. That was one thing. Like, I didn't know how to revise. And the second thing was, I think I picked the wrong subjects. Like,
I definitely did.
I'm not on this, like, I read now more than I read back then. But, you know, like, they'd give us, like, 5 books. I done English.
Yeah.
You know, like, gave us 5 books to read. I'm just like, bro, I have to read through all of this nonsense. And it's just like... And you know, all the people that said that they weren't doing any work, bro, they were putting in work.
Oh, yeah.
Them pagans were putting in work.
If your heart's not set on it,
my heart.
Then you're probably gonna struggle a little bit.
I don't think my heart was set on A-levels as well as doing the degree. Like that's why it took me so long to do everything, because I was just like, bro, this is not me.
Yeah.
And I legitimately was doing it for the sake of doing it, but I feel like I wasted bare time doing that.
Man, it was difficult because, like, you need money as well, and if it sounds silly, but from sort of like GCSEs year 11, the end of it, to go in to do A-levels at sixth form or wherever you do it, I feel like when you're that little bit older and you're going into year 12, I feel like you need a little bit more money. And I just felt a bit shabby, and getting lunches and stuff, just not having enough money. I felt like
shabby about it.
Well, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Why though?
I don't know, because you're going into school in your own clothes and your own trainers,
Yeah.
and then everybody who's got more money than you's like, you know.
Well, we did have a lot of silver spoon people in our school at that time, didn't we?
You're more self-conscious in those years as well.
Yeah, you are.
Like, what I'm wearing now, I wouldn't have worn then, because I'm less self-conscious and I just care less now.
I'm surprised that you said that, because I would have thought... I'm not surprised in the sense of what you're saying, because I think we all felt the same way in that sense. I am surprised in the sense of, I don't think anybody else felt that way towards you as well. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone really gave a shit about
but you don't know. You just see what you see, and that's it. Yeah,
because I've like... There were bare fiends in our school as well, bro. I'll be real with you. Like, there were bare fiends, bro. Like, come on, man. It ain't even like... They were worse. I think they had money and they acted like they didn't have money and stuff like that. So I think that was kind of out of the picture. But then would you say you left school on that? Or was it collectively, or was it because of that social?
No, it was the money side of things, and like the lack of work that I did to keep my mind fresh.
So why didn't you get a part-time job or something then? I know it was bare hard to get part-time jobs in those days. I do remember that.
I was struggling with the schoolwork.
Yeah.
So getting a part-time job, I was like, the struggle's too hard, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go and do something that I hope I'll like, and in the end I can safely say that I found my feet and I'm happy. But you know, there were definitely some rough years in between.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Some rough
I
years.
remember those rough years.
You helped me actually. I was thinking about this.
The
interview, yeah, and probably helped me get my job.
Yeah.
And I borrowed your laptop. Not this one, because it was like 10 years ago.
Oh, I've still got that laptop.
To do my video interview that I had to do for the job I'm doing now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I remember you dropped it off at my house. I don't even think I was in. I think you gave it to my mum.
Yeah.
So...
I remember doing that.
Yeah, actually, so big respect for that, man, because without that...
I might not have your job. They all heard it now. You owe me best, bro.
Yeah, man, trust me, man.
That's not a thing to mate. To let someone borrow a laptop, that's not even a thing. But I think I'm gonna bleep out that company that you said earlier, because yeah, but they ain't getting no personal from me, bro. Free promo, you know what I'm saying? They got paid for that.
For sure.
So I might bleep that out of it. It's all good.
For sure.
It's all well and good. So you know, when you left school, you went straight into apprenticeship, didn't you?
Yeah.
And you dubbed out that as well. You were like, I'm done.
Yeah, man. But that was not due to the fact that I didn't like the job or like that industry. It's like, went to work in a garage mechanics apprenticeship. I think I was 18 or 17 when I started. It's just the people, that environment, I just didn't like it. People were racist, whether it was directly to me or not. It doesn't matter. The racism was there.
In what way, like, were they racist?
What they would say about customers when they left, or people when they walked in, or just hearing them talk about, like, say for example, the Shamima Begum thing. If something like that at the time was in the news back then, then I would have just heard a whole heap of stuff. I can't think of anything that was actually happening back then, but if I were to relate it to something that's happening today, things like that, and I don't know, it just felt like no one really cared, or no one was trying to help with my apprenticeship. No one was trying to teach me enough, and then was getting blamed for some stupid things as well that had nothing to do with me. So
I mean, it's easy to blame the apprentice in that situation, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and then in the end, I just thought to myself, I'm better than this, being treated like this. Because as a job, I could have done it by myself, but in the environments, it's a bit hostile in some of those garages, man. So
I've realised that, you know, that kind of not just from you but from other friends that are in that kind of like construction fields or something like that. They're like, it's not direct. They're not calling you the P word or the N word or directly, but you feel it.
Yeah,
like, you feel it. Like I remember this is jokes. I remember one of my mates. She works she's a Muslim brown girl who works in the construction industry. So she's working with all these white geezers, and on her Snapchat, like she told me about this thing already. Like, they give me like little digs and stuff, but she gets on with it. Like she does her thing, and they're all cool with her. They all look out for her. But I remember once they put on like, they snapped themselves from her Snapchat, and then the caption was like something outrageous, like, am I a good Muslim now or something? But you know, like, that's sly racism, like, and I was just like, bro, this is terrible. Like, and I said to her, like, yo, I clock what you're saying now, like, it's these little things. She's like, yeah, it is. Did you feel like school was like that as well a little bit?
Me not so much. Me not so much. I think about it. Let me just think back to primary school for a second. If I went back to primary school, I had one or two racist things said to me in primary school, in the junior side, so from year 3 onwards. One of my friends as well, actually, there's one guy who said something to both of us on separate occasions. In secondary school, I don't think so much, but is your story any different?
A little bit. In primary school, it was terrible. Like, bruv, I went to school like primary school near where you are, basically, innit?
The other side.
Like them sides.
Okay, yeah.
So near, not Island Fitness now, but near where Island Fitness was.
I think I know the
Remember
school.
that primary school there?
I think I know the one you're talking about.
So I went to school there, but back in them days, that area was just full of English people, and seeing a brown person, you could tell a mile away that they were brown, innit?
Yeah.
And it was like, it was stupid, man. Like, I still sometimes think about how they used to treat me. Like, you know, little things like, let's not let him play football with us.
No, that's deep,
them little
man.
things.
No.
And I don't know how much they meant it in like maliciously, but it felt malicious in those days.
That can be worse than like someone targeting a racial slur.
Yeah.
That can be worse.
You know, in them days, I didn't really understand it as well. I didn't understand that was. It's only now when I think back to it, I'm like, oh, bro, these men were actually like that. Why did I not beat them up? But you know, my parents, they didn't like. If I didn't go into any trouble in school, it was a long day for me. Even if it was my fault. It was long, bro. So in primary school, definitely, I'd say that I felt it a lot in those days. And I remember, like, bro, I hope like through this podcast I find this geezer one day, but his name is Jordan, and he's like a mixed race guy, like just like you. And some of these white kids said something, he just batted, he was big in it, so he was like mixed race, he was massive. He just batted all of them because they said it to me. Good. And I was like really small in those days, like I think I only shot up in like secondary school, but I was like a lot smaller than everyone. I didn't know I wasn't really like, my parents never like let me be like argumentative and stuff like that. Like from like, you see my parents are just bare soft and that, innit? So I wasn't really around that stuff.
I know what you're saying.
So I didn't know how to react. And to this day, sometimes, like, you know, I don't know if I said it to you before, but someone will say something to me. I'll look at them, I'll clock, but then I'll just move on and I'll start switching after.
Listen, I'm like that all the time. I think I drove past someone the other day, you know, when you have like a meeting point in the road, you pull in to let them go. And this woman said something, and I didn't know whether she was talking to the car in front as she drove past them, but she was still saying it as she was going past me. And I got home and I thought to myself, why didn't I say anything? Because now I'm stewing on it.
Yeah,
that's what happens. You go home, you stew on it, and
it vexes you after for no reason.
Yeah, because in that moment, you're not someone who is like just reacting. Do you know what I mean? Immediately, which is a good thing.
It is a good thing, I guess. Like sometimes verbally, I might lash out. But I'm known for lashing out at the wrong times. Like I just do it when I don't need to do it. But as I've gone older, I've started to realize like whenever something happens, I don't react immediately anymore. Like on purpose. Like I'll chat to 2-3 people. I'll be like, cool, look, this is what's happened. This is how it's gone down. And then I'll piece it up in my mind how it needs to be done. And then I'll execute whatever needs to be executed after. But it's like, bruv, that's just, even in secondary school, I'd say, like, going back to what I was saying earlier, I wouldn't say I got mad, I did get some racism there. Like, I was actively called the P word out there. And then when I was there in school, I remember, like, some of the black guys, like, that were in our class, that I'm not going to name them now, but, like, it was a normal thing for us to cuss each other.
Okay, yeah.
They'd say the P word to me, and I'd say the N word to them. I'm really against that nowadays. Like even with my other black mates, like I'm just like, let's not say that to each other no more.
Of course.
Like before, back then, it was never like said in a bad way, but it was we shouldn't do that stuff. I don't believe in that stuff no more. And I've really learned to unlearn it and educate everybody else around why we shouldn't do that. But you're going back like to what I was saying, it was always cool, but then like some of the other people in school, like I remember some of them used to actively say it, but I never used to say anything. Like I never reacted to it or told anyone, but I didn't feel like I was in a space where I could tell anyone. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And to be honest with you, I don't know whether it's just because obviously my background's like white and black African or whatever, but I've heard a lot of people say the P word over the N word.
Oh yeah.
If you know what I mean. And I've even been called the P word, man.
Why?
I got called it in that garage.
Oh, so that?
Yeah.
How?
Well, I don't know.
Colorblind or something.
I don't know. And then like it's just nasty, really, man. I don't like hearing any of it anyway.
Same. I'm not really all for that anymore. Like in general, it's just I don't know where that shit's come from. But
yeah, but I don't know why some people are so comfortable to say things like that. Like I've even had friends before where we'd just be talking and they would say something and I'd think to myself, you know, like I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah. I think like even before, me and you used to say it to each other, and then I think we had that conversation where it was like we need to stop doing this.
Yeah,
I think we did because we was like, let's not do this stuff no more. Like because we started doing it around other people. No, this is why we started doing it around other people, and then they started fucking doing it. It was like, nah, bro, you're not in this gang. You can't do that stuff. But no, like I definitely say in school that was a really big building moment for me personally.
Yeah, man.
Would you say that kind of shaped who you was in school?
Do you know what? In school,
and when I mean like shape, like did it shape it for the future? Like who you are today is because of how you was in school.
I think once I left school, I think maybe I'd say when I was about 18 years old, I think I just completely changed.
Yeah, same. A lot of people say that they built who they are in school.
No, I didn't.
I feel like when I left Enfield was the point of me growing. Like little things, even from the way I speak to the way I was training to playing football, and everything just changed. And it was just like there's a world outside of where we live and who we know, and there's a lot more stuff going on. I'm just trying to think, you know the other geezer as well. I'm not saying the names because I think he's a teacher now. But, I remember they used to give us those lavender things.
Yeah.
What was that, like a higher rated report, basically?
What that was if you'd misbehaved in a lesson, they would write the lavender and I think it would go to your head of year.
Yeah, but that was like, the colour was the represents that you've been a bad boy.
Oh yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So, bruv, this is wild, yeah. But me and this other boy done something, but we done something mad, and we was like, I don't remember what it was, but this is fuck. What I'm about to say, yeah, but it's not that deep actually. But it was a bit conniving like what we did. To be fair, we went in. So basically, they put the lavender on the desk.
Oh yeah.
Of the head of year. You always need that. And you kind of got free access to go in there whenever you want. Me and him went in there, and he had that report thing where he had to get signed. And you know, you'd have one head of year and you had another one right there. So the other head of year's desk was right behind him. He went in there and said, I need you to sign this report. I don't know how he fucking thought of that. Yeah. But he got, while he was getting the thing signed, I grabbed those lavenders and chopped them. Yeah. So I was like, but that's bad conniving of me in those days.
But you think about it though, like, you didn't want to be in trouble.
No.
So you actually cared about it, and that's why you did it.
No, I didn't. Well, yes, good way of looking at him.
well, what I'm saying is that you didn't want to be in trouble.
Yeah.
So you tried to destroy the evidence.
Yeah, true. I don't think I was. I wasn't a bad boy in school or anything like that. I don't think I was bad.
No. I remember you chilling, always with the same two guys.
Yeah, it's just,
at least.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
I remember you.
I'm still with them. As well to this day, but it's like, I'm not. I've never really. I'd like to be quiet. I'm even now. I'd say I'm probably somebody who doesn't talk too much and just.
No, you've definitely changed. You've definitely changed.
I've changed.
You actually brought a funny memory back into my mind then when you were saying about training and the gym and five-a-side football. I thought of the Mascader thing that you always used to struggle to drink.
That was the worst thing.
You used to have it in the fridge. You used to struggle to drink that.
I need to get Olu onto this podcast because he's the one who gassed me to get that. Yeah. So if anyone, all the listeners that know him, they definitely know now who Olu is. But Olu, who goes under the name of Henchy nowadays, he's a podcaster, a bodyguard. He does everything nowadays. He's even YouTube banging that as well. But I was really skinny in those days, innit? Like, I was super skinny. Fucking changed a lot now.
But you've got a man's build now, whereas before, how old were we? 20, 21?
Yeah.
You're still kind of like you're still a bit of a boy at that age. I
think I started gym too young in those days anyways, and I wasn't concentrating on the right things. Now I think back to it, I should have just ate good food and I should have just trained abs, carried on playing football, and I would have been good to go.
Oh yeah, of course.
And then obviously I'm training with these fucking grown-ass men now.
Yeah, man.
And then it was like hard to keep up, and he was like, try this Mascana thing, and bro, that was painful, you know.
Yeah,
like
boy.
I remember I was banging it with milk as well. So
yeah.
it's like, and if anybody
and it was banana.
Oh yeah, bro, it was hard. Like,
it tasted good though.
It was alright, but when you have that much that you had to have, because he was telling me how much to have.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's not going to work unless you have this much. And I remember I got let's say you got a shaker, a normal shaker.
I remember.
I put it in, and that isn't enough. But to take that in, bro, like the scoop was that big. So a normal one probably be about that big.
Yeah.
But the scoop was that big.
No, the scoop was like a trowel, like it was shaped like this. Do you remember?
Yeah, you couldn't put it inside the shaker and blend it. Yeah, I had to blend it.
Yeah.
To have to like take it down, and then Olu's brother Io was like, just bang it with water, it'd be fine. So I started having it with water, and then it got a bit better. And I remember one day I filled up my shaker and I started filling up Lucozade bottles because I wasn't having enough. Yeah. So I started filling that up with the Mascana. And bro, it was just so painful. I started feeling sick when I was having it. Yeah. I could taste it all the time. Like, it was disgusting.
Yeah. That was funny though.
You know, going back to what you were saying about the Shamima Begum thing.
Oh yeah.
What's your take on that, the Shamima Begum thing? Bro, it's mad. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's really bad to say because I really feel for her parents. Yeah. And to an extent, I feel for her as well for what she's been through. Not condemning anything that she's gone and done. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying as a human. Don't come at me in the comments or anything like that. Yeah, because I don't want to hear it. But reason why I asked your take was it's good to hear from a non-Asian person what they think about it. So what do you think about it?
I think it's a sad situation because it's obviously really difficult for her. But at the same time, I don't think anyone in this country is going to accept any apology.
They won't.
It's because it's not just that. It's more of the fact that it's kind of like if you allow someone to do it, then other people are going to think that it's
cool.
acceptable.
Yeah.
I think it's more of, I think she's a bit unlucky because people will use it as like proving a point not to do it.
Yeah. It's like, what do you think about her coming back into the country then?
I personally don't think she should be allowed.
Why though?
For that very reason.
Because people think it's calm to go there and do that shit.
Yeah. But at the same time, look, I'm a worker. Like, I work from the moment I get up, I go to work, I come home, go to the gym, whatever I'm doing, I don't know, DIY, working on the cars, whatever. I don't read into these things too much. I don't watch too much about it. My knowledge on it is very low.
Yeah, same.
So based on what I do know, which is really surface level.
Yeah. So for the listeners that might not know, I mean, they should know. Everyone should know. It's been plastered over the internet. Shamima Begum was 15 years old. She went with 2 of her friends to Syria. Her 2 friends have died out there. She's lost like 2 or 3 kids because she went out there to fight, like with ISIS, basically. She was 15 years old in those days, so I could confidently say she was groomed. Because what was you doing when you was 15?
Probably playing football with my friends in my spare time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Chilling, guys.
Yeah, I can't think.
Same. I was
think
doing nonsense when I was 15, but I've never been in an area. I'm like very lucky to come from a good home in the sense of, or a good area in the sense of everyone kind of looked out for each other. I was blessed. Like, there was no like types of grooming or anything like that. Maybe because I didn't have internet till I was a lot older as well, you know.
Mate, yeah.
So I was lucky in that sense, but I don't know anyone who's been groomed. But now, like when I watch stuff online and stuff, obviously it's a horrible place to be. Like
this is a bit different, but one of my neighbours, they actually live around the corner from me, and he's also my friend's nephew. We were talking to each other. We hadn't seen each other for a long time. We only live around the corner. And I said to him, like, where have you been? And he was like, I've got a job now. I think he's doing bricklaying or plastering. And he said, I don't hang around like outside anymore. Like, I'm not on the road anymore. I said to him, how comes? He said, some guys were trying to get me to trap for them.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, in Enfield. Like, the guys were from Enfield. And do you know what I mean? Like, that's
another type of grooming though as
well.
Yeah,
because you got to remember, I got my older sister, I got my younger brother who's just turned 24. He's too old and too sort of smart and too much of like a man to be groomed by some older guys. But I don't know how old the other guy is. I think he's like 16 years old.
Okay.
So, you know, I don't know anyone closely that age.
Yeah,
so
I don't know anyone, but like I know people who have been stuck like that though. Like got like groomed into trapping, come from good homes. Some of them have been like kicked out of school or gone to jail, come out, had no other option. And there are always options, but you know, when you're down and out, you don't know how people feel. And like, you know, it's easy to forget about those people as well. So people just kind of don't talk about them, leave them to a side, and it's quite deep. And going back to the Shamima Begum thing, because she was like 15, I feel like she should be held accountable for what she's done. But you know, like the way they've made an example of her, but the biggest terrorist is a white person apparently. Like I was looking at it online, like I don't know if she was here or Wales or Ireland or maybe another country, but she's white. She got married to like an Arab guy who's also in this ISIS thing. But after he got killed, she still went around and done all the thing like other countries. It's on Netflix. I didn't know about her until Netflix. But you hear about this Asian Muslim girl from East London because it's typical. I just feel like it's all a bit of a PR stunt in that sense.
I was talking to my mum about it today, and she's saying to me, I was saying to her, why are they entertaining everything to do with her so much if they're just going to leave her out there?
Yeah, exactly.
And my mum was just saying, like, the story sells.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Do you know what I mean? That's what it is. And if I was out there, I would be trying to come back. If I'd done the same thing, I'd be trying to come back as well. And when you're in a situation, obviously you'll be begging and pleading with people, and it's easy for us on this side to say no, say no, because you know.
Even the way she talks is mad, bruv. You see the way she talks, like she don't know what she's saying, bro.
Yeah.
Like she's still when I look at her like on the videos and stuff, she's still 15. Like, and she's got like a little American twang. She's just there banging movies and that. Like, I bet she's not even done enough. Like a lot of these people, like from what I want to talk to someone who's been in this thing. Like I want to like or gone there and seen what happens. But it's not what we think it is. Everyone thinks it's flipping. What's that? 4 Lines or whatever it is, like that film. You not seen that film?
No.
You need to watch that film. Yeah,
I'm so behind all that kind of stuff.
It's an old school thing anyway. But everyone thinks it's you know what? We're freedom fighters. We're gonna go there, be rebels. But a lot of these sit there, cook and clean, and just like they're sitting in camps, living in dirt. And you know the maddest thing, the ISIS actually kill more Muslim people than they kill like other people, other non-Muslim people. Like they're in Afghanistan, like killing the hell out of people like right now. Look at the Syrians that are dying. Like it's mad. Like it's so mad.
I mean, I'll be totally honest. Like I said, I don't know enough about everything. I don't know what her like proposed role was to be going out there.
Either, to be honest,
you know, so it's difficult to give like a definite answer, but it's obviously must just be a hard situation to be in, man.
Yeah, it's like it's odd because I wouldn't say let her back into the country, but I would say give this 15-year-old girl. She didn't know what she was doing in those days. Like, but also I feel like we're not tackling the problem by doing that, because there is a problem with people going from here to there. They're being groomed online or they feel a certain way, but there's always a cause and effect. So it's about. I think she said something like, Boris Johnson, you need my help because you clearly don't know what you're doing. And I'm just like, bro, what was you reading this off? Like, it's the maddest thing. I'm just like, dude, what she don't know what she's doing. She's been told what to say. She one day she's wearing a hijab. The next day she's like, sunglasses and like nothing on. It's just like, what?
My question to you is, what kind of life do you think somebody like that could live returning to the UK?
I think she will be in jail. Like, she has to be in jail, innit, for as long as anybody sees fit. But where she is now, she will die. Like, it's inevitable. Like, she will die. Like, from what I've seen, it's mad, like, conditions. And then on top of that, it's a hotspot for people to bomb and stuff. So whether that be ISIS or outside, it's inevitable. It's going to happen someday or another.
You know what? You probably hear one thing when you're here.
Because how would they take it if it was Sally up the road? Do you think there'll be a bit more like, she's one of our own?
Do you know what I think? I think it would be even less understandable.
You think?
Yeah, because how do you see that happening?
I mean, it's happened.
Yeah.
It's definitely happened. You and I just don't know about it because
I think people would pull out the whole traitor.
No,
thing.
I think it would be the other way. I think that the people would find, like, I feel like in London, and maybe like if you look outside like Birmingham and Manchester, maybe like because it's so diverse in these places, but London is so small. We don't realise it's so small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
We feel like the world revolves around London, but it doesn't. I think like London in general is semi-understanding of what the situation is. But outside of these areas, there's a reason why Brexit happened. It's because the majority feel like that is the right way. So the majority do feel like Shamima Begum shouldn't be allowed back here, full stop. So that majority will probably win in general, and it is what it is. Who are we to say what's right and what's wrong anyway?
Listen, man, I always say this all the time. I'm just a passenger on this journey, man.
Yeah, trust me.
I like to live my quiet life.
Yeah, try and do the best for myself.
And enjoy everything I do. It's months at a time. Actually,
before you tell us all of this, let's go back. Go back. Okay. You're 16, you bought the whip, you had the dream of fixing his car and getting it on the road.
Yeah, man.
But it's weird because I've seen you make a YouTube channel out of this, and you're probably one of the last guys that I would have thought start a YouTube channel. Like,
motivation.
Yeah, because you was like not on this Instagram, Facebook thing ever in our lives. I think you had a Facebook which you didn't know the password of.
Yeah. It's still out there.
Yeah. It's still out there.
It is. I saw it the other day. I saw my own old profile.
I'll try and get the photos.
It needs to be reported.
But like you're just not. You've never really been on it. You've not really been a geezer for gadgets as well.
No.
Like you're not really interested in your phone, which is, I think, a really good thing because I'm addicted to my phone.
I'm a caveman.
Yeah, but that's good. I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember you just always being like very anti social media and really anti being on your phone in general as well.
Yeah.
And to see you come and now do a YouTube channel, I was
Yeah.
like, bro, this is sick. I remember you didn't even tell me. I don't know how I found out actually.
Oh, okay.
No, I think I found out from when you opened your Instagram.
Oh, okay, maybe,
and,
yeah.
And I thought it was just pictures of the car. And I seen it on a YouTube channel. I was like, bro,
Yeah.
that's on a YouTube thing, yeah? So
Yeah.
I was like, looked at it. And I was like, bro, this is decent. This is decent. And I remember talking to you about it, like, over WhatsApp and stuff. And am I right in saying this channel isn't a channel to please the world? It's a channel that is interested in what you do, specifically for what you do.
Yeah, like to be honest with you, the channel was the start of like a new hobby, and it was also to motivate myself because I thought once I make it, I'm gonna try and do a new video, let's say every 2 weeks, and then with that, like comes the responsibility of me to upload that every 2 weeks. So I'm like, well, I have to do something then. So I have to do something to the car in order to make content to upload. Oh. So that's kind of how it started. And then I always wanted a toy. That's like sort of where the Golf came in.
Okay.
And I don't know, it's just sort of, I've just kept it going. Now it's just part of my routine.
Yeah, that's sick.
It's like how you'd brush your teeth.
Yeah, you just make a video, put it in your calendar like you're going to do work.
Yeah. And sometimes I'm like, I need to do this to the car. And I'm like, I need to record it as well. Because it takes so much longer.
Yeah, what made you just start the YouTube channel then?
Like I said, man, I wanted to really finish that car. Really wanted to finish that Fiesta. And I thought it would motivate me to finish it and like document the progress all the way along. Yeah. And to be honest with you, it's
doing its thing now.
Yeah, because
it started really small, like my channel. Like I remember looking at your channel when it was at my level now, which is nothing, and I've slowly
still small, man. My channel's still small.
Yeah, it's still small, but like it's come a long way. Irrespective of how small it is, it's still come a long way. And you've got like some core followers on there, like including myself. Yeah. And I think I have got an attachment with it because I've been there with you with that stage of the car.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course, man.
I remember. Like you going to pick up the other one to get the parts off it.
You remember that?
I remember that. I remember the longness of us finding that the people to tow people. We found the card in the gym.
Yep.
And you went and I remember that. I remember you calling, you going with them to go and grab the thing, bring it back. I had to pick you up one day because of something. Like it was long, bruv. Like the process was mad long. And then, did you take a break in between of?
Oh man, like. Because somebody was doing work on my car, bodywork, and they were holding the car for so long, and I was asking for progress updates on it, and they're basically like not doing anything, because he was trying to do it on the side of him actually, like his day-to-day job. Okay. He was just trying to do it on the side, and he was never working on it. Got the car back at one point with loads of parts just shoved in it.
How long?
Oh mate, it was like 6 months at a time. It's gonna equate to like a few years.
Oh, swear.
Yeah,
like that.
And one day he fell off his bike, broke his hip. Because the car got stripped completely, putting it back together, threw all of the bits back in the car, and knew that he wasn't going to be like physically able to do any work on it for ages, so gave it back to me. And with all the bits in it, and I'm putting this jigsaw puzzle back together because I haven't taken it apart.
Yeah.
But through people online, through manuals, and through like my own basic knowledge, I've managed to slowly piece things back together and get it going again, man.
Yeah, so is it on road now?
It's running and it can drive. But it's far away from getting an MOT, man. It's far away.
Don't worry.
It's far away from getting an MOT.
For that, bro.
Yeah, man.
But no, it's good. It's a nice thing to see. Like you started you got the car like ready. I remember like looking at the video and seeing like the ignition come on. I was like, bruv, at the time this never used to come on. Like, and they're just bare cobwebs in the car. Like I remember just picking you
Spiders,
up.
all of that.
Bro, they're like just seeing it out there for ages and like it's nice to see that in time it will come back out on road, and you've actually maybe it's there for a reason, because you've gained now this YouTube thing, and it's working now. You know what I mean?
You know what as well, right?
What's the YouTube community saying though? What's it like?
Oh man, listen, I was thinking about this today as well. Because there aren't loads and loads and loads of viewers for my channel, I don't think many people are stumbling across it. So people are looking for this specific kind of thing, right? So everybody's been super nice, man. Yeah. And I get people messaging me on Instagram, you know, write something in the comments, asking me questions, whatever, or just saying, I've subscribed, you know, great content, whatever, yeah? And I kind of thought to myself, whoa, everyone's like really nice. Everyone's been so nice. I think I had 1 or 2 negative comments. I replied to them and then they got deleted. Okay. Because people are just being idiots. Yeah. 1 or 2. I think someone made a comment about, oh, like, I hope your neighbours don't mind you having those like cars on your drive. Like, what an eyesore, this and that. And I remember saying something like, I've said that politely. They said it rudely, and I remember saying something back, and the comment just got deleted. Yeah, some people are gonna. And I was just like, if you know, they're just writing things too quickly. You know? And I had someone comment, on the initial video I did of the Fiesta, where I was explaining why it's taken me so long to get it going. And someone was like, "Oh, quit whinging and stop whining about it. Hurry up and do it," and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, that was 1.5 years ago, man. Yeah. Like, my car's, you know, it's running, it's come leaps and bounds, but you're commenting on a video that's 1.5 years old. Like, you don't even know what you're doing. Yeah, exactly. And then they've not even like been a part of the journey. They're just seeing this one video. But that's the internet for you, isn't it? The internet is a bit mad like that. Yeah. And I'm sure as things grow, you know, there will be more negative people. Oh yeah. You know, if you've got 10 subscribers and there's one negative person there, you know, when you've got 100,000, there's going to be a whole heap more of negative people to come with it. So yeah, no. I mean, I've got no subscribers and followers. I think I've got more haters than I've got. But everybody in the comments for your YouTube channel is positive, right? It depends. Like, my YouTube channel, because I'm doing like documentaries. They're not really following me for content that I put out. Like, do you get people trying to educate you in your comments? Oh yeah. Okay, you're gonna get that though, aren't you? I'm definitely gonna get that, because I'm like a novice in what I do, like with my stuff, and that's the approach that I want to do, because I want to be someone that speaks to my viewers or listeners or people around the world the same level I'm speaking to you now. Yeah, no, it's very well done though. Yeah, I was impressed. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, no, for sure. That's the angle that I was trying to go. Like, for sure. Let everybody kind of digest this information the way they want to, but not be biased. So I can't ever like support a hashtag or support like a movement or a political party. Like, there's always a way that I go and do things, but it's like I try and keep as open-minded as possible. So if my mind's going to change, I will allow it to change, and it will see. And if your mind's going to change, the video will allow you to change your mind in the way you want it to. But it's ideally just, I feel like with content, is very, people like to box you in like soon. Like, some people will never probably bring you onto a podcast like this, but you should be, because their thousands of followers might not be as valuable as your hundreds of followers. Yeah, and I've definitely there's a lot of people, like, there's a lot of underground people that, the good thing about like podcast community in general is they jump onto other podcasts, but there's with music or entertainment or radio, wherever, there's lines, man, and there's like hierarchies and all sorts of stuff. Senior this, senior that, or this guy's been doing this many years, or this guy's got this many followers, and they should be held accountable or not be held accountable. And it's a bit of a messy place, man. See, I think you're onto something though. Yeah. With the documentaries, man. I think you're onto something. To be fair, that content is just for me. Like, me in the sense of, I put it out because I wanted to put it out. It's got nothing to really do with what I do. But there's another side to me than just playing music every day, and like, it all takes confidence, man. Everything. Yeah. I mean, look, I've learned how to talk, like, present things. So how do I exercise that away from radio? Yeah, like, I started this podcast with my radio. Adapt it to different audiences, exactly. Because I'm now, like, I've realised with content, it's about being yourself. For sure.
All the big YouTubers say that as well. They're like, just by myself.
We were talking about this.
Yeah. Like,
I don't have that entertainment value about me.
but it is interesting the way you do it, though.
I'm so plain and simple on the channel. That's it.
But I think that's what people like it, because I remember I probably just watched YouTube shit. I don't know how to set up these mics. Yeah. Guys fucking talking for 2 hours for 2 minutes. Like my boy, big shout out to my boy Nish. Yeah.
2 minutes.
Not even 2 minutes, bro. I think it's like so. Basically, there was a 2-hour YouTube tutorial in how to set up these mics. Nish FaceTimed him. I think it was a good 20 seconds. Yeah. But he was like, just do this, do that. That's it, done.
Yeah.
So there's always like people do things in different ways, and cool, you man, just do it your way, the way you want to do it.
Yeah.
But with the YouTube stuff, I'd like I said even before, I didn't expect you to jump on something like that, but it's good to see now that you're kind of branching out and doing other things. Like, would you have expected me to be doing this stuff?
No, and that's what I was about to say to you. The confidence in everything, to do everything you do. Like, I don't know if everybody knows everything you do, but there's a long list of stuff, and you need to be confident to do all of that.
Yeah. You do have to be confident. I don't think I'm made it. Like, not made it, but like in that sense, I'm saying I feel that there's a lot more progression from my end that I need to do, whether it be my presenting or my mixing or music, whatever it is. I feel like there's still a lot. There's so much more I want to do. Like, I've never done I was saying this to my mate the other day. I've never done like a festival. Like, I've never DJed at a festival. Yeah. That's something that I've just I've got to work towards and earn the right to go and DJ at a festival.
Something funny happened to me, man.
God, tell us.
No.
No, you need to tell us.
I went away for a weekend.
Oh yeah. So where did you go, by the way?
Just to Ipswich.
Just for a weekend thing?
Just found the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Get out of London.
Chilled.
Yeah, like I lived my life how I live here without work. Yeah. And without anyone around me, basically. Yeah. But yeah, I went out one night to Revolutions.
Oh yeah.
And it was quiet at first. I think it was like 2-for-1 cocktails, whatever, having a couple of drinks, and everything was all good. They started clearing tables away and chairs, and then the music all of a sudden got turned all the way up, and I just bounced, man. Yeah. I just didn't want it anymore.
You're just not on it?
Nah, man.
Too noisy.
We're
getting old, isn't it? That's what it is.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Sometimes these places, they get a bit volatile as well. People start acting a little bit rowdy. Like, if you're sober, you can see it. And
you drive up to?
Yeah, man.
In the bims?
Didn't take long, yeah.
Didn't take long in the bims?
No, I don't speed.
Look at the top, take half off.
What's that from? That's from the song, isn't it?
So, that's another thing people need to understand about.
Look at the top and take half off. Was that not about a motorbike, though? He's talking about a bike. Or 350 cents.
I think he's talking about his car.
Maybe 350 cents.
Yeah. It's so weird we're coming up with this topic. So I went to a wedding the other day with my boy. Yeah, he was performing. And there was like 4 or 5 Rolls Royces outside. And when I think of Rolls Royce, I think you know what I'm going to say. But remember that French Montana song with P. Diddy?
Yeah,
Shot caller.
Yeah.
And at the start of it, it's like dipping in the Phantom.
Yeah.
So I was looking I snapped the Rolls Royces and I was looking for that part in the song. But that version isn't about nowhere.
Really?
It's not about nowhere. Way. And Instagram didn't have it. YouTube got it. But you have. It's not like a video version or nothing.
I know what version you're talking about because it changes at the end as well.
Yeah. And I remember exactly why you said that. So I remember once you played that to your boys, and they were like, "What's this version you got?" And I remember me and you always had that awkward taste in music because no one else used to listen to the shit we used to listen to.
Listen, man, I had some bootleg music.
Yeah, same. Back in the day, I remember because you brought me onto that website. Was it that Piff?
I never used that. I used to use a YouTube converter.
Yeah, I know you definitely.
I never used that Piff, and I never used. I think the World Star used to.
It was something. You brought me onto one website. We download mixtapes, so that's why we used to have bootlegs.
Do you know what? It may have even been. It may have even been that Piff.
I think it was that Piff. I think you brought me onto that Piff.
That's funny,
because I still got that music, because I DJ. I've got that music to this day. So sometimes it's in my crates somewhere. But no one's listening to that kind of music no more.
No, man, those. Because you used to have the sub in your car.
Oh, I remember that.
Loud music.
I learned how to fit my sub into the car from YouTube. You know that?
Yeah.
Did I tell you that?
No, I didn't know that. But I'm just saying.
I just watched the YouTube video, and that's when I first started clocking onto YouTube properly, and I fit the whole sub in the car from YouTube. But that's hence why it was always going off. Do you remember? It used to go off all the time.
What, the sub or the battery?
The sub.
What do you mean? It used
So
to.
basically, obviously, I never used to do everything properly. It was a cowboy job, innit?
Yeah.
So.
It used to cut out.
Yeah, it's cut out.
Okay, I got you.
So, long story cut short, you have to connect the sub to the battery, and there's also an earth cable which connects to metal. So earth, like basically, yeah. So you have to find somewhere a point in your whip where it connects. So the best way of doing it, and I don't know if this is legit. I used to get the earth cable. Obviously, it's got the bristle ends, yeah, and I used to put it onto parts in the back of the car, or the boot, to see where it connects, and then it would start pumping.
Used to tape it.
I basically sanded down that part of the car in the Astra, sickest whip ever, yeah.
Yeah,
and I used to sand that part down and put it down. And I remember it was just always cutting out because I remember somebody once took off the seat belt, the bolt of the seat belt, and then put it on that and then put it around. But then I don't think that worked for me, so I ended up used to taping it. Used to have it, and it always used to come off. I used to put a bit of duct tape on it. I think that's dangerous, isn't it? You can't really do that stuff, can you?
With the earth, I think it's alright.
It's just
it's alright, but yeah, you need to have like a bolt and a nut to hold it securely to a good connection.
That wasn't secure. I used to pump that everywhere, man. I remember I got Jack, wood green.
Yeah,
that was a long day, man. I won't bother doing that anymore. But after that, I never got another sub after that. But I'm gonna take you next part of the podcast that we're gonna do right now. And this part of the podcast, lighten the mood a little bit. I feel like we've had a bit of seriousness and jokes and let's just take it because everything is positive at the end of the day. That's the angle. And have you got any problems at the moment?
Any problems?
Or something annoyed you lately?
House prices.
House prices, brother. House prices have been mad though.
Yeah, but that's another story, man. I don't know what's.
Anything on the internet annoyed you lately?
Do you know what, man? I'm so easy to just get on with things a lot of the time.
Did you watch that Bouncer and Armz Corleone?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it.
I watched it after.
Yeah, I watched it the day after. It was funny because I was out with one of my friends. We were just having a few drinks in this bar, and he was like, "Oh, you know what? I need to check to see what happened because this time it was getting late." Yeah. And the only social media he uses is Twitter. Okay. And he was just scrolling through all of these memes, and it was just so funny. Yeah. And then looking for the result to find out what happened, and then next day watched it. Yeah, well,
it's got nothing to say.
No, I don't, because if I'm honest with you, I don't follow either of them. Yeah. Not because, just for the simple fact of like, I see some people on Instagram sometimes they're following like 4,000 things, and I'm like, how do you even have time to look? No, I follow just the people that I know, and sometimes I get someone who follows me and talks to me about cars or whatever. If I've spoken to them for long enough, I'll just follow them because I feel like, we've like a small relationship.
You made any Instagram friends or anything like that?
Yeah. There's a guy who's a police officer somewhere in the Middle East that I talk to. Right. He messages me every now and then.
Mad, bro.
Sometimes I just talk to these people. But with that fight, obviously it was something that a lot of people were talking about. And they're obviously two big figures amongst like, I guess, our generation. Do you think younger people are?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they are because they're doing the numbers and they're doing their thing. Like, people were very interested because my brother was like, he come up to me and he's like, "Who do you think's gonna win?" I was like, "Brother, I don't care." He's like, telling me like it's like Khabib versus McGregor. I'm like, "Bro, what are you talking about?"
That's the problem.
Yeah, but that's also what it is. What it is now, isn't it?
That's what it is to them. Yeah, for sure.
So they're not watching those. They're not watching UFC like me and you watching UFC. Like they watch it. Like this, they're more interested in watching this stuff.
Yeah.
So why not cater for that? I mean, they're doing their thing in that sense. But yeah, I thought it was a bit. Bruv, man was just laying on him the whole fight. But Armz upset me because he's got arms. Yeah, the guy's called Armz. Yeah, he's got arms and done nothing the whole fight. You could tell that it doesn't matter how big you are. You can get smashed up quick.
The first thing is that I don't understand whether everything was fabricated leading up to it or whether some of it was genuine.
I think it was.
See, this is the thing. And then I feel like sometimes I want to judge it based on that as well.
But you can't. Do you know why? Because you even see like these other fights. I think the only real fight that I've seen, real beef, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
His days, like he really wanted to kill those people. Yeah. Like you could see it in his eyes.
Yeah.
He wanted to kill those people, and maybe the Khabib and McGregor fight, like you could tell that Khabib wanted it. And you know what? I'd even say even Nate Diaz, because he just doesn't care. He doesn't care. He'll do what he wants, like in that sense. So I never judge it on that. And also, there's a sense of if you're going to fight someone, you need to hate them because you need to batter them. Or you need to have real motivation to win. Exactly. So the only way they're going to do it is by hate. Like some people say, even in acting, they hate if they've got they have to be a racist character. They have to actually hate that race to become that character. I think Morgan Freeman was in something like that, where it was about black people and stuff. And the other actor, I forgot who it was, but he treated him like rubbish on purpose because he had to really get into it. So the fight thing is the same thing. Because how many times do you see people disrespecting each other's mums and then lip-syncing straight after the fight? You know what I mean? So I mean, how do you go back from that?
I mean, I would want warning though. If someone was going to say something about my mum, I would want to know they were going to say it if it's a fake thing. Like if the beef's fake, because I don't want to be shocked by something, because that might make me flip out.
You felt with Jarrell Williams and that.
Who?
Jarrell. Yeah, that other boxer that wanted to fight you that time. You know what I'm talking about, anyway, Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I know the guy you're talking about.
The guy, he was like, I'll pay your mom's rent.
I know the guy. You can't say that.
Yeah, the way he was saying that stuff, he's like, that guy, I don't know what he was on, but yeah, I wouldn't. Personally, I'm just not on them things anyway.
But going back to the Bouncer and Armz thing, obviously Bouncer won.
Yeah, I think he won.
Yeah, fair and square, as well. Because obviously he wouldn't have.
Armz come out like he was Masvidal, he's trying to get that kick in immediately and knock him out. It fully didn't happen. Yeah. And I was like, oh, this guy's bare flake. And he was like getting out of the locks and stuff quite quick. So I was like, bro, he knows what he's doing. But it just followed up with nothing.
But no one's really muscular like that though. Like in the fighting game, there are more people built like Bouncer. Yeah. That are successful fighters than built like Armz.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I fully agree with you because he's. You can tell he's got some power in him, but these lot were saying that they were training like X amount of days for that fight. Bro, that didn't look like he was training at all. No. I know that fighting is hard because I've been in that, as in I'm not fought in fights, but I've trained sparred and stuff before. It is hard. Don't get me wrong. And wrestling is by far the hardest out of all of them. I can't do it for nothing. But even when I've been in fights, bro, I get knackered quick. Like the adrenaline. When I've come down, I'm just like, bro.
I think it's all the explosive movement.
Yeah, isn't it?
That's what it is, man.
Head of swinging as well.
It's all of that explosive movement, man. Like even, man, I've never really even had a proper fight, man, on the road or anything. Nah, man. I don't entertain it.
But
I just don't care. I don't want to hear it.
Because you're quite a big guy, I don't think you'll get it.
Yeah, someone said that to me before, man. Someone said to me before.
I think when you look like I don't want to make this racially it's not a racial thing, but it's like when you look like you're not on it, people will start on you. Like in general.
I was walking down the road with one of my friends, and he's like to me, all these people that are walking past and I don't know, not staring at us would normally be staring at me, to intimidate me.
Oh, in what way?
Like you know when you walk past someone and someone's looking at you.
Well, and where was you?
It's probably somewhere in Enfield, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? So he looks like that? Why does he?
He was basically like, I get stared at all the time.
But was he a big guy, small guy? What?
Just small guy, yeah. And just saying like you're lucky it doesn't happen to you or whatever.
Oh, what? Because he's quite small. He just gets picked on. But I probably understand what he's saying.
Yeah, but that's the way everything is, though, isn't it? Because to be honest with you,
also on the flip side, some big guys get it because they're big as well. So
do you know what? It makes it worse because somebody who may not even bother trying to intimidate him because he's kind of small or whatever might try and intimidate me because I'm a little bit bigger. Yeah.
Yeah. 100%, you'll get that. In general, the way I feel about it is because I'm I've realized that big guys, the fact that they fall harder is very, very true. And the Armz and Corleone fight shows you, it doesn't matter how big you are, bro.
They always used to say, the bigger you are, the harder you fall.
Exactly that. But it's like, I've just never been scared of big people. I've been in fights with like small people who are tough, and then I've been in fights with skinny people who are tough. So like, it's there's literally, like, remember when you was going Muay Thai and stuff, half of those people were like mad skinny, but they were tough. Like some of the kids, some of those like 16, 17 year olds, they were tough in those days.
For real, man. For real. Even like older men.
Yeah.
There are older men like that are like in their 50s, 60s or whatever.
Look
still
at
training.
Your teacher in those days. He wasn't the biggest of guys, but absolute weapon.
Go like, if someone's, you know, like running their mouth off, I'd rather, I can quite easily just go about my business.
I mean, that's the best way, isn't it?
Look, man, the way I look at it is, the thing that I'm scared of the most is losing my job through going to prison or anything else like that. So I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, that's long.
So unless something needs to happen, I'd rather live to see another day, man. Because you can get killed, man. That's another thing. This is supposed to be lighthearted.
This is meant to be lighthearted, but the stabbing thing is deep nowadays. And anyone who's getting into a fight, just try and walk away, or
man,
if you see a knife, run. It's just simple as that. So I know you're saying it's meant to be lighthearted, but no, that is on a serious note though. That stuff, that's the only thing that scares me is the knife thing.
And it can be anyone now.
Yeah, any age.
It's
because my uncle was telling me like the other day, like, oh, these guys ain't gangsters and stuff like that. Yeah, because he come from a different era, and he's like, oh, gangsters used to do this and used to do that. And he's like, I've seen this, I've seen that. And I was like, you're fully right. You're not wrong what you're saying. But these kids are doing gangster stuff now, in the sense of, it's just in a different way on your doorstep now, where it wasn't on your doorstep before. It was people in suits or bigger and older physically. But now it's 14-year-old kid up the road at the sweet shop who tried robbing me like a couple of months ago.
No way.
I was walking home from work and some kids, I was like, yo, what are you saying? I was like, and I just knew straight away. But I think because like I've got this bomber jacket, it's like a proper, if there was a roadman jacket, it's this jacket, right? But it keeps you so warm. And the pocket goes all the way up to here. So it unzips all the way from here, all the way down there. There's only one reason
so you can fit something big in there,
There's only one reason they made that long jacket, So I think that they thought that I was just some any guy in their territory. And I was like, look back. I was like, come. He's like, oh, let me chat to you for a second. I was like, come. I was on my road, so I thought if I can get to my house, either I lock the door, I'll grab something from my house, innit, And I was like, come. I was like, and he's like, where you going? I was like, bro, hurry up, man. I got things to do. Come. I just acted billboy. I was like, come. And I was just like power walking towards my house, and then he just walked off the other way.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, bro, this is just turning long for no reason. So I tell my little brother, like, yo, chill when you go out. Like,
yeah, of course, man.
You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't matter what age you are anymore.
When you were talking about that gangsters thing, you made me think about Snatch.
Yeah, Snatch is one of our most favourite films like, of all time.
It's because you were saying about like the older gangsters.
Yeah, that's how it used to be.
That's
but
what you made me
think
think
now
about.
Shooting each other and stabbing each other like it's a normal thing nowadays. It's not just gangsters anymore.
Yeah, man.
So Snatch is one of our most favorite. We need to rewatch. There's two films that we always talk about: is Snatch and White Chicks.
Yeah.
Because I think back in the day we had movie nights where we watched those ones, and
man.
there were sick times, man. More easier times in those days as well, man. How are you with conspiracies? Any COVID conspiracies?
I hate conspiracies.
I hate conspiracies, but hearing them makes me bust up bears.
I actually...
Asian people are probably the worst for conspiracies. I think they're the same as Africans.
Really?
Yeah, because we're very... Asian people and African people, or I'll say black people in general, are very spiritual. So we see things spiritually, obviously, because we're spiritual. But like I remember, this COVID one was mad, So...
Helicopter.
I'll just let the Air Forces do their thing.
Yeah.
So everyone that's listening right now or watching, we're filming in a room where the windows are open, and it's basically my house where we film. So it's the studio at the back of the house. But sorry, Mama's left now. with the conspiracies, somebody said that a baby was born. And bro, I don't know how this spread like
This
wildfire.
already sounds crazy. Go on.
Bro, I wish
Knocking
people.
this mic.
No, it's calm.
Go
It's
on.
not that shocking. But the way these conspiracies spread, if my name spread like this, it would help my career so much. I'll tell you that now. My name needs to be with this group of people because I bet you none of these lot are on social media as well. Yeah, but they were like, so the baby was born and it started talking immediately, like a miracle thing. Yeah, and the baby said, if you drink honey and lemon with hot water or something along those lines, if you make this and drink this, it will cure COVID.
So the baby said that as it came out of the womb. Is that what you're saying? Oh man.
So, and bruv, that spread like wildfire. My boys from like East, Northwest, they all heard this story. And I'm like, bruv, how's this WhatsApp story just gone so viral? I need this kind of viral stuff in my work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How are you keeping up with things around the world? Like, what's happening today?
Well, every single time my mum's in front of the telly, she's watching the news.
Okay, great, because this is not stuff you'll find on your telly.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So apparently, I was reading or I watched it the other day on Facebook. Yeah, it's the best place to find it. A woman got banned from the zoo because she was in a relationship with a monkey.
A monkey that was behind bars in the zoo.
Yeah. And do you know how they clocked?
How?
She was like, obviously she's going there regularly to link him, innit?
Yeah. Yeah, but what kind of relationship? A relationship where she's like, oh, it's my pet, like I want to see it.
No, like this is my lover.
Oh, okay.
Like,
right,
she was like, yeah, I want to do things with this.
Yeah,
geezer.
that's a bit different.
Yeah, so obviously she's giving mad attention to this monkey every time she goes there. So she knows that if his name was George, yeah, she's like, I'm going to link Georgia really.
Yeah. She's paying.
She's paying every time to go.
Oh,
there.
man.
So, obviously, that's probably one thing they clock. Why does this woman keep coming to the zoo?
Yeah.
She must love the zoo, innit?
Yeah.
But obviously, she's probably missing him, innit? So she's going regularly.
It's crazy.
Yeah, like, so she keeps going to this place. But this monkey starts being left out by all the other monkeys that are there because he's got a relationship with
I get
this
it.
woman.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, like, how do people get attached to something like I just don't understand it?
Well, you'd think that it would have to be. You'd think that it would either have to be instant, because
For love at first sight.
well, because how often do you go to the zoo to like if you go to the zoo now, you might not go again for 2 years, and how do you know you've seen the same monkey? If you either have to go
I thought he was
a
gonna
few
say something
days.
else there.
What?
I thought he was gonna be like, bro, how often do you know? How do you know you're not gonna fall in love with the parrot?
Never, man. But yeah, like it'd either have to be something would either have to happen while you're there, like maybe the monkey would have to give you like a signal, or or you'd have to go, like several
What
days.
signals are you gonna do, bro?
I don't know. Maybe like I don't know.
Gum fingers when you come in.
One time we went.
Babes is here.
We went to London Zoo on a school trip, and there was a monkey trying to spit on us. So maybe it did something else.
Oh, was that a school trip?
Probably.
I was, yeah.
Probably.
I was.
And then you've seen it before where the monkeys throw poo and stuff at people.
London Zoo.
Yeah.
We went London Zoo early, innit? Like
Yeah,
year 7.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
There's
There's not just that one.
yeah, there are many.
So I saw recently that this guy was in love with his car.
Yeah,
Like,
I've heard about those.
Cars, yeah? Like,
I've heard
this
about
one was
those ones.
unhealthy, bro.
Yeah, I've heard about those ones.
Unhealthy relationship, like. I don't know. He definitely sexually does things with his car.
Yeah.
Like it was mad. Yeah. I'll let your imagination run wild with that, but
there's a name for people that fall in love with like inanimate objects, isn't there? I can't remember what it's called. So like, if you were to fall in love with the table or these mics, there's a name. There's a name for that. I can't remember what it's called though.
it's probably easier relationship, anyways.
Yeah, probably.
There's another one I saw like before roller coaster. Like someone was in love with a roller.
Yeah,
they were married to the roller coaster.
I think I've heard of that one as well.
What was the other one? Balloons.
Really?
Balloons. Someone was in love with balloons. I remember watching it. I was just thinking, what is this, bruv?
You get the people that you know, like I think I saw something on the TV one time about a guy that was he'd either married one or several like sex dolls, and he had them all around in his house and stuff like that.
He's just moving mad.
Yeah, there are people like that. People get attached to their dolls, and their house is full up of dolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's all mad, bro.
We won't understand it.
Have you ever been attached to something?
Not in that kind of way. I've been attached to things that obviously we've all got an attachment to things that have sentimental value. So only something like that. But off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that that I had an attachment.
If someone turned around and said to you, "Listen, I'll pay you," yeah, I'll pay you, because you get some freaks out there like this.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not judging no one, yeah, but I'll pay you $1 million, yeah, $1 million.
You're gonna put me on the spot. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no.
No, it's not enough.
Go on.
I'll pay you $1 million for you to do things with that Fiesta you've been working on for the past 12 years. You've been working on that Fiesta. You've got to do things with that for $1 million. Wait. And he has to watch.
What? And is it being recorded?
No.
Because that could ruin your life.
You was worried about my man. Everyone else finding out,
bro. You know what I mean?
You do it for the $1 million.
What if he was watching and no one else was gonna see it, and no one else was gonna hear about it?
No one else knew.
Listen, man, that's a lot of money, man. I wouldn't enjoy it.
Are you sure? Because right now
I wouldn't enjoy it.
So how would you get geared up for that?
Geared up? What, like? What is it? When you say do things, what do you mean? Because there was a guy who was in love with his car and he used to put his head on the bonnet and stroke it.
I saw the exact same one.
Yeah,
the guy that,
the red car.
He looked like he was from flipping
somewhere in America.
Yeah, and he had like that typical like American trim.
I wouldn't be like.
No, I'm talking like
doing like sexual acts.
No, I'm talking like sexual acts.
No, because I'm happy without £1 million at the minute, man.
But if you had it to do a few things with the Fiesta.
What, the £1 million?
Yeah.
No, because it's more like at the minute. If I had £1 million, it would go on other things, and the money I've got in the bank I could use to.
How much are you in the bank, bro?
No, like what I'm saying is that if I got given £1 million, it would definitely go elsewhere.
Yeah, but I'm not talking. Having it is always useful, then, no?
Yeah.
So
the money.
Let's think about it that way. Yeah, it's useful. You need it. Let's say you got nothing in the bank.
Yeah.
You need it.
Oh,
yeah?
if I what?
You need these peas, bro. Like, bro, you're never gonna turn down $1 million, yeah. But you have to do things with your Fiesta, and this guy has to watch you do it. For $1 million, are you gonna do it?
And I'm broke.
You're earning normal wage like me. You're not broke, but you're not flossing.
But when you say do things, like,
like
how deep does it go?
As deep as you want it, mate.
Do you know what? I don't think I'd be able to enjoy that, man. That would feel like somebody's forcing you to do it.
Oh no, he's not forcing you. He's giving you.
But you're being forced indirectly.
No, you're being too philosophical with it now.
Yeah, no, but think about it, because you want the money.
Yeah.
So you're being forced to do it in a way.
Yeah, you are. So you won't do it, is what you're saying.
I think because you'd probably be scarred by that.
What,
in a roundabout way. Even though you're doing it for something that you want, you'd probably be a little bit like. You'd probably feel a little bit.
Bro, you got morals, innit?
Do you know what I mean? Though?
Yeah, I do. But it's a car, innit?
I know, but
it doesn't have no feeling. I'm not asking you to do it to a cat or a monkey.
I just don't know whether, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where someone's paying you to do something that they're getting a kick out of. It's a bit kind of.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean? It's a bit, yeah.
So we're going to conclude. Naz will not do things with his car for £1 million. And on that note, Naz, tell us where we can find you on like YouTube, Instagram.
So on YouTube, it's just a Spoolin Up channel. Instagram at Naz Spoolin Up, and that's about it really. I mean, I've got like a little Snapchat, but it's just mostly where I talk to my friends, and I'm building a Facebook page at the minute. But yeah, Instagram at Naz Spoolin Up and YouTube Spoolin Up channel.
Cool. Thank you for joining us today, Naz.
Thank you very much, man.
Thank you for everybody that's listening. Hopefully you can all tune in soon. Peace.